Hi lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be doing some gardening around the house and planting of some bits of flowers and bits around the garden. As you know, this is a new build and I've shown my garden before. It's just like so plain, or let's say naked, nothing is there. You don't have trees or anything, it's just one of these modern homes like with gardens like boxes. And so anyway, come around and let's freshen up the whole outside and the inside of the garden. So this is the side of my house when you come in from where you go into the garden from the back door. So I often do this, especially around the spring, summer there, because the grasses around there grows very like lot, and it become like very bushy and nasty around there. And the annoying part is those little stones there has made it that cats has been coming to poop there always. So anytime I get a time, I make sure I clean and take all those bits and dirty stuff out. So this is how it looks, the back of the my garden, and that is a little bit of path to the next door's also garden. And so this is how it looks. This one is like a public space really, so it doesn't really belong to anybody, but since it's on my house, it's attached to my garden and the side of it, I make sure I keep it clean. I guess everyone can keep it clean, but I don't know anyway. So, and this is my barbecue which we used last year. We've had this for almost 2 years now, and every year we use it, we finish and we put it in the shed, and it becomes very dark, moldy and stuff around it. So I make sure I always clean it very nicely. I wash the metals with like good cleaning products, and wipe them down before we start any barbecues. And today in this through this video, I'll show you, because we plan of making our first barbecue of the year, and I can't wait. As you can see, the barbecue was all really not clean and dirty and all that, so time to get everything all clean and ready. And this is the flower I'm going to put on. It's like a door wreath, like spring wreath really, I'm going to put on the outside of the door. So you might see this again in our my next video that I'm going to be decorating my living room and stuff, just to freshen up the whole house. It's like a series of cleaning ups that I have to do. Because of work, sometimes I don't have time around, and so anytime I'm free and I get this bit of peaceful times, I like to do things around the house. So yeah, just getting this also label, like it's like a sign, sorry, for our house sign, to put there, just to make everything look a little bit different, as I like to do things, change things around in my house. And so the house that on the door is written with the house number, but I just like to put another sign on the wall and make the whole place looking different. Anyway, so this is how it looks now, and I'm going to just give it a little bit of a wipe. I bought this sign from, I think, Temu. It looks really nice, and this flower is also from, I think, Temu too. Yeah, I got another one coming too actually, and this is how barbecue that we made. This is so yummy. First barbecue of the year, and I enjoyed it so much. Anyway, done with dinner, I'm going to just start gardening continues in the evening. Just going to be planting some bits of seeds and stuff that I bought from eBay. And as you can see in my garden, as I said, it's so naked. It has absolutely no character, nothing to it. So this is a new built house. This is very common in the UK, and so you have to make use of what you have. And as you can see, that planter I made last year, I'm going to refresh it by painting around and doing bits and things around it, and just show you how the whole of it all will look in the end of the video. Anyway, so just planting the seeds that you saw me holding, I'm going to put them in the planter, water them. Those seeds are supposed to take about 3 or 4 weeks to grow. Oh, it's like the longest seeds I've ever seen taken to grow. Anyway, I like to grow this because I like to see my own handwork growing, and instead of rather buying already made stuff. This little fake plant that I have there, I got them from last year. Those were the only things I had in the garden, and I got them because often when the spring and summer comes and goes, everything dies in the garden. It looks like so nothing there. Anyway, I got a different flower which is like hydrangea. Anyway, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'll show the picture so that you can see. Actually, these are about 4 or 5 different type of them that I got, and I'm going to plant. This is my first time actually going to plant this actually, so hopefully it will come out good. Look at them, absolutely nothing. They have no leaves, nothing on them. Anyway, so hopefully I'll be able to take good care of them. I'm not the best at taking care of plants, but this time I want to make sure I grow them. I love show them love, care for them, and then see them grow. So getting to the end of this video, you'll see how far they've grown and how they look. And I like I like to make sure my handwork is like being good rather than them dying off. I'll be proud to see them grow. Anyway, so just continuing, I got this soil from last year which I kept in the garden. I'm just going to finish using them up for the planting. And this is also another plant that I have at the opposite side of my garden towards the kitchen window wall. And so just putting 2 of those plants there, and then I think the rest 3 or so, the rest 3 into the bigger planter and the 2 into the pot. So this is just a house plant feed that I'm going to put onto some of the plants, just a bit of them really. The way the house plant feed says that don't spray on top of it, like spray underneath, but this the watering can I have is so difficult. It's really difficult to reach the roots of the the plant rather than from the top. So you see how it goes, and the plant is so tiny, so how can you manage with that watering from the root? With the big one fine, with the big trees and all that fine, but with the small ones it's so difficult to go to the underneath of it. Anyway, so this is what I'm going to be doing often, watering the plants to make sure they come into life. And as you can see, I have some bit of grass left in my garden. Those are real grass, it's not fake. Just making sure I maintain them and have some bit of green in the garden rather than everything trying to be fake, just like the gardens that we have these days. Everything more or less in the gardens are fake these days really. I just want to give it some natural life and make things grow and see them flourish in the garden. And in the planter behind there we have 2 fig trees which were from 2 years ago. They keep dying and coming back. Anyway, done with the gardening, I'm just going to go into the kitchen where I had this in my diary to do long ago, but I totally ignored it, to get some baskets to put on top of the kitchen where we get some extra bit of storage like snacks and stuff into it. Anyway, so I bought this basket off eBay, about 4 of them, 4 of a set, which on a really good deal and really good quality basket. So as you can see, my top kitchen, the I have the chopping boards and things that have much like a little bit warm. I'm trying to create a warm theme there. If you can see the wall behind, I've painted it black and the basket now brown plus bits of touches around there. You see what I mean by warm? And then I put a picture to the which is like also having some bit of warm touches. So I'm just making everything around there. The kitchen has a different theme, the living room has a different theme, and around the house all the little bits in the house have their own different theme, but if they come together they're all a bit similar. It's not too dark and not too bright. They are all like in between, natural molding style like that. Yeah. About finishing with that, I'm going to show you outside how the plants have grown. Actually, it's been a while now since I did any DIY, and so I'm going to show you the plants I put outside. This is 3 weeks after I planted. In the video I showed you that I was planting. This is 3 weeks after. So you see how long it takes for them to those tiny little leaves that you saw earlier on. This is 3 weeks of growth from then, and so I'm going to show you again. This is 6 weeks, and look at that. That is like a lot of patience. And this is like 2.5 months now. This is how they look. I love how they are going. I hope they don't die, they continue growing. And thank you so much for watching today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.